everyone. Once again, welcome to our physics class. Hope you all are fine over there. Children, in the previous session, we had discussed the criteria for a good fuel. And also we discussed about different types of renewable and non-renewable sources of energy. Today, let's discuss about some of the conventional and non-conventional sources of energy. Okay, so let's get started. So children, as discussed in our introductory video, today we can discuss some of the conventional and non-conventional sources of energy. Okay. So thermal power plant, it is one of the conventional sources of energy. It generates electricity from the heat produced by combustion of coal and petroleum. For examples, fossil fuels. Coal and petroleum comes under fossil fuels. Use coal and petroleum and also natural gas to produce thermal electricity. Electricity transmission is very efficient. That is, electricity produced by this thermal power plant is very efficient to transmit, and the steam produced by burning fossil fuels runs the turbine to produce electricity. Children, this is runs, not nuns. Okay, this is runs. So the steam produced by burning fossil fuels runs the turbine to produce electricity. So what do you mean by thermal power plant? In thermal power plant, large amount of fossil fuels are burnt every day. It will heat up water to produce steam, and this steam runs the turbine which generate the electricity. The transmission of electricity is more efficient than transporting coal or petroleum over the same distance. Therefore, many thermal power plants are set up near coal or oil fields. The term thermal power plant is used since fuel is burnt to produce heat energy, which is converted into electrical energy. Now, another form of energy is it is known as geothermal energy. Okay, so what do you mean by geothermal energy? Geothermal energy is one of the conventional source of energy. Thermal was non-conventional, but geothermal was one of the conventional sources of energy. So due to geological changes, there are some molten rocks formed in the deeper hot regions of the Earth's crust, and some heat is trapped in certain regions called hot spots below the Earth's crust. When underground water comes in contact with that hot spot, what happens? Steam is generated. Okay, whenever underground water or whenever water comes in contact with a hot region, steam is produced. So here, whenever underground water comes in contact with the hot spot, steam is generated, and sometimes hot water from that region finds outlets at the surface. Such outlets are known as hot springs. The steam trapped in rocks is routed through a pipe to a turbine and used to generate electricity. Here the cost of production would not be much, but there are very few commercially viable sites where such energy can be exploited. There are a number of power plants based on geothermal energy operational in New Zealand and United States of America. Okay, geothermal energy is the heat of the earth, and it is the naturally occurring thermal energy found within rock formations and the fluids held within those formations. Energy harnessed from the heat of the sun is called geothermal energy. Magma is formed when this heat melts. That means molten rocks are formed, and the rocks and hot gases are called magma. The magma gets collected at some depths below the earth's surface, and these places are called hot spots. When underground water comes in contact with these hot spots, it changes into steam, which can be used to run the turbines and which in turn generates the electricity. So what are the advantages of geothermal energy? It is renewable, inexpensive. And what are the disadvantages? Only a few sites are available for harnessing this energy. How long will energy source last? We need to think about this. Continuous use of non-renewable source of energy is a matter of concern because ultimately the deposit of these sources will be completely finished. On the other hand, renewable sources of energy will last forever. Example, sun as a source of energy will be available for a very long period of time. So we have studied various sources of energy in the previous sections. Exploiting any source of energy disturbs the environment in some way or the other. In any given situation, the source we would choose depends on the factors such as ease of extracting energy from that source, the economics of extracting energy from the source, that means if it is economical or not, the efficiency of the technology available, how much efficient is the technology available to extract energy from that source. Also, and the environmental damage that will be caused by using that source. Though we talk of clean fuels like CNG, it would be more exact to say that a particular source is cleaner than the other. We cannot say it with utmost certainty that one source of energy is cleaner than the other. Okay, we have already seen that burning fossil fuels causes air pollution. In some cases, the actual operation of a device like the solar cell may be pollution free, but the assembly of the device would have caused some environmental damage. Okay, for one source, maybe the operation of that source causes environmental damage, but for some other source, maybe the assembly of that device might have caused some environmental damage. So that's why we cannot say that one source of energy is cleaner than other. There will be some environmental damage either in the operation of that source or in assembling the device which we use to extract energy from that source. Okay, so research continues in these areas to produce longer lasting devices that will cause less damage throughout their life. And we cannot depend on the fossil fuels for much longer. Such sources will get depleted someday. On the other hand, if we manage the biogas by replacing the trees we cut down for the firewood, we can be assured of a constant supply of energy at a particular rate. So such energy sources that can be regenerated are called renewable sources of energy. Anyway, we must maintain or conserve our energy sources for our future generation. Okay, children. So with this, I am concluding this session and I am concluding this chapter also. So we will meet in the next session. Till then, take care all of you. Notes of the topic and YouTube video have been uploaded. Please go through that. Okay, children. Thank you. Stay home. Stay safe. Keep learning.